بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Most of us, if we have educated English, can read Shakespeare, right? I mean, that's pretty remarkable if you think about that. If we have educated Arabic, we can read from centuries ago, because Arabic is much more preserved. Because I read books that are 1,000 years old and I understand them. How's that possible? Because I can't read English from 1,000 years ago. It'd be totally impossible. Mm-hmm.
Can you explain the argument of grammar being a negative thing?
Okay, well, a couple of things. One, in Aristotle, in his book called The Nicomachean Ethics, he said that you should only seek precision in a subject to the degree with which the subject allows it. So in other words, you can't be as precise in language as you can in mathematics. If I say 2 + 2 = 4, it's very precise. It has a very precise meaning. 2 + 2 = 4. You put 2 and 2 together, you get 4. Nobody's going to debate that. But when you go into language, words are ambiguous. And so it doesn't have the precision that mathematics has. So what happened is grammar looks at things, it groups things together that actually aren't always that similar. And he points that out. He said some of these rules relate to things that he said they're really just helpful. In the 20th century, you had a very strong movement of linguistics, where people started studying language in a completely different way. And they determined that there weren't 8 parts of speech. There's literally hundreds of parts of speech. And even though you get into that in grammar because it divides nouns into different types of nouns, like a common noun, a proper noun, an abstract noun, all these type of things. So, but generally they started doing that, and they felt that this grammar was very limited. And so they just left linguistics for a specialization, and then why teach people these things that aren't really accurately describing what's happening? That was one argument, because the first major arguments against grammar came from linguists. But then you just got progressive education that just felt a lot of rote memorization was not good for people, and kids should just learn the process. And they'll learn grammar through reading, learning how to read. They'll know what sounds right and what doesn't. These were the arguments that were made. And so, but again, when you get into complex language, which a great deal of worthwhile literature is written in, sometimes, like Aristotle is not hard to read in terms of vocabulary, right, Dr. Mohan?
Yeah.
I mean, the vocabulary is pretty straightforward, but he packs so much meaning into sentences that sometimes they're really hard to unpack. And that's true for our scholars as well.